Today we're going to look at one of the absolute best players that I've seen on the defensive end in college in a long time. We're going to look at what I think the defensive player of the year for college was, and in particular how he managed to be so effective on defense despite being extremely small relative to the average NBA or college player. But he's extremely quick, gets tremendous steals, plays great on-ball defense. Let's go. The man we were talking about is Hayden Grey, who honestly, swear to God, I had never heard of him before. But watching this tape, I really like what I see on offense or on defense. So here, he's number 3 right here. So we can see the first thing is whenever he's involved on defense, he always has active hands. Keeps them in the dribbling lane, in the passing lane, and that allows us to get little deflections. And those little deflections are what lead to turnovers. A lot of coaches will use terms like active hands or put your hands in the passing lane and stuff like that, but they won't actually discuss it. But some of the key things is where a player is going to go when they make certain moves. So for instance, if a player is going to cross over, the ball is going to come down here. And so if you can anticipate that and put your hands in a vicinity where they might get a deflection, you can still stay on balance. It's a win-win because it only has the potential to cause the turnover. So if we're watching this right here, he knows that when there's a ball screen, there's a chance he goes over the screen, there's a chance he crosses back and tries to reject the screen. And so because he's in a good position, he's able to play it the other way. And as soon as the point guard essentially makes the commitment like he's going to go back across, you simply reach down, put a hand in the area where the ball might go, and you have nothing but advantageous where you might get a deflection. And that's exactly what happens. So again, as this drive is happening right here, if you're one pass away and you're able to simply jab in there, depending on what your defensive scheme is, but if you're able to do that with confidence and be able to not get a foul essentially right here, it opens up a lot of the defense. If you can just get a small deflection, causes so much chaos. And he did this time and time again. If you have any kind of dribble where you're going through traffic, if he can anticipate and get it when the ball's on the ground right there and just get a piece of it to cause that deflection, he was absolutely elite when trying to do that. But then one of the other big things that I really like is the concept of understanding what you know versus what the defense knows. And so this is example number 2. I'm going to call this the blind side. So when when an offensive player is going one direction, what they can see in front of them, but they can't see behind them. So this is an excellent opportunity if you're aware and do it correctly to attack from the blind side. So because he doesn't have any information that's going on here, Hayden can essentially sprint through here. And if he comes back the other way, he has a free reign to go get that ball. So the moment the offensive player turns away from you, they are essentially playing a dicey game. Now, they don't usually anticipate players coming from the backside to try and get a piece of the ball. And so if you're a defender and you're able to do that, it opens up a lot of possibilities. And Hayden thrived in this, especially if you can pick on post players, which frankly are not known to have the best hands. So 14 here is facing the direction his pass came. Hayden recognizes this and simply shoots the gap, tries to anticipate, gets that piece of the ball and knocks it free. And then once you get it free, you're off to the races because you're a guard and it's going to be extremely difficult to catch you. But the thing that absolutely impresses me the most is Hayden's ability to understand where the play is most likely going to go. So here in these instances, we can see where the obvious pass is, and Hayden's able to understand that quicker than the offense is essentially able to react. So here, Hayden is already streaking towards, this is a clear point guard going outlet, and he's moving up the court, which means you have the opportunity to jump in front of it if this player isn't paying attention, which often, they're going to make these mistakes, and Hayden does a great job getting there and getting that steal. And this is the issue with running kind of set plays that the defense is able to determine. If you have quick athletes on defense, where obviously this was a little set right here, they're in zone, so it doesn't quite work the same, but the players are going to pop up, and that's the clear pass that they're trying to make them rotate the ball around. Hayden's like, okay, well, if you're going to tell me where your pass is going to go, why would I not try and step in, get a piece of that ball, anticipate where the offense is going, and use that to create the opportunities for you. And then so finally, the last big thing I really like about Hayden is he's also a very good shooter on the perimeter. So he has the opportunity, I think, to potentially make it at the next level because he's got at least some tools to give him there. The biggest hindrance is his size, obviously. That being said, Boston did just sign him to a summer league contract, so I wish him all the luck and wish him all the best and hope that it turns out well for him, frankly. In Boston, I think they make a lot of smart signings. They understand the game well, I believe. But more importantly, I think there's a lot we can learn from Hayden in the way he plays defense and what we can add to our game for sure. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. Most importantly, have a blessed rest of your day.